All right, welcome back to Building Dad Bod 2.0. Working on my overhead, my push press. My mobility is awful. For a while I was doing quite a bit of mobility. And it was helping, but I've been lazy with that. Just saw a video by Bromley talking about the mobility drills that he does to get ready for overhead and how much of a difference it's making. So I'm going to go back to doing some mobility on my overhead again. We're going to run through his what he does and see if it makes a difference. So we're going to test my front rack position. It's got 22 pounds on the bar, so 66 pounds total. I'll show you how bad my front rack position is. Okay, so there we go. So you can see I can't get the elbows up at all. I can get the bar resting on my collarbone, but you can really feel it in my elbows. It's just barely, but a lot of days, like what he said, when I'm push pressing, the bar is kind of floating here and bouncing off my my bicep tendons, and then you just losing so much energy through the bar. So if you can get it sitting across your collarbone, all that energy and force can transfer up into the press. So let's get to work and see if we can improve this mobility. So we'll do the front one arm rack like he was doing. Okay, so let's go into here. Yeah, so that's painful like crazy. Oh, in my elbow. Ooh. Feels a little bit better on my left side, but that's a good reference point. Let's get to work. So we're going to start with some overhead lat stretches. All right, so the first thing Bromley did was went for the nice big single arm lat stretch. So we want to take the arm we're stretching, reach across our body, grab up high, basically hang, and then he's saying take your hip, bring it across as much as you can. My lower back's fused, so I don't get as much movement in my lower back as I could, but still getting a huge stretch in my lat here. So here all the way down. So you're saying hold it for about a minute each way. Next we're going to do the external rotation. It's actually one I used to do all the time, so I know that it's effective, but let's hit that. All right, so we're going to work on some external rotation. So we're taking a bar and spread just outside shoulder width apart. Supinated palms facing you. Then we get down into the stretch here. Back up as much as I can. Now we're just leaning back into the stretch. And then you can curl the bar towards you and back. I'm just going to go a little bit further back here. Get as deep as I can into this. Feels awful. It feels absolutely awful in my shoulders when I'm doing it. Goes to show how much work I need to do. Definitely feeling that both my shoulders, but especially feeling that like crazy in my left shoulder. All right, so next up, single arm squat press overhead. So my left arm, left shoulder was definitely the tighter one. Let's see how that one looks here. Oh, already I can Get my arm up further behind me. Okay, so now some behind the neck press. £66. Okay, so see how my ankle and my hip mobility will let me get into a deep enough squat here. As you can see right away there, I struggle to get the bar up past about halfway to lock it out. I can't get my arms to go straight up overhead. And then on the way back down, the bar is coming back down right into the back of my head. Oh, super restricted in my left shoulder. Trying to get out overhead. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 more rounds. I'll hit more reps on the dumbbell and probably go to just the barbell. I'll do 2 more rounds, then we'll retest my front rack position and see where that's at. All right, so you can see right away on the second round that I can get the bar back much further. I was only getting it to about the top of my head before, now I'm getting it down to the back of my neck. Okay, so you can see now I can get my elbows up higher. Still not awesome, but better than it was, and I don't have the pain in my elbows that I had before. So now if I was going to do a push press, I can have it sit right down on my collarbone. Back down on the collarbone. Transfer all that force through the bar instead of losing energy on the bounce. Awesome. So we'll keep working on this and we'll retest in a few weeks. A couple other things that I really like to do when I'm doing my mobility, which I should be doing a couple times a week. One is just to go along with that lat stretch, just a single arm hang. Hold that for 30 seconds or so, then switch arms. Same thing, just get a nice big stretch that way. And then the other one I like to do is just to take some kind of a rope, and I just kind of floss back and forth. The arm that's going up is just kind of along for the ride, and then I like to just kind of sit forward into a stretch and switch arms. Sit forward into the stretch. I like to do that for about 15 reps per arm. And if you want to, you don't even have to sit into the stretch. I just find that works better for me. But you can just kind of rock it back and forth like this too. Find both this and the one arm hang just really open up the shoulder joint really, really well. One thing I really like about what Bromley did in his routine is he hits a couple of stretches to get that mobility starting to work, and then he hits a couple of exercises to get all the stabilizers around the joint working. And in my experience, that really helps that mobility to stick. So then went on to the shoulder workout, started with some seated military press. And you can see after doing the mobility drills, I'm able to get down, touch the bar off my upper chest and then back up. So that was nice, the mobility there. The big thing is not just the ability to come down and touch my chest, but my elbows hurt a lot less. So definitely got to incorporate this mobility back in on a regular basis here. makes everything better. After that, went to the cable machine, just did some kneeling shoulder presses. So was doing sets of 5 with the barbell, doing sets of 15 to 20 here, just getting a really good shoulder pump, and again, trying to get lots of range of motion out of that. Then we're doing some rear delts. So this is like a behind the back upright row. Hits the rear delts really well. With this, I hit between 12 and 15 reps for 3 sets. Once I was done this, moved on to some side lateral raises. All right, side lateral raises, you're just using 20-pound dumbbells, hitting as many reps as possible. Still have that forearm injury, so I think I made it about 15, 16 reps. And then I superset that with some rear delt flies on the cable machine. Same thing here, as many reps as possible. Hit about 12, 15 reps per set on these as well. Superset back and forth for 3 sets, and that's the shoulder workout. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.